Amid the major crackdown on immigrants, the Donald Trump administration targeted travel agents in India who are known for facilitating illegal immigration to the United States. The US has said that it is imposing visa restrictions on owners, executives, and senior officials of travel agencies in India for knowingly facilitating illegal immigration to the United States. In fact, the State Department said the owners, executives, and the senior officials of such travel agencies based and operating in India will face visa restrictions so that the smuggling networks can be completely cut off. The statement also said that this visa restriction policy is global and will be applicable to even those who qualify for the visa waiver program. But for an expert's view on the matter, let's go across to immigration attorney joining us from Boston, Allison Kranz. Allison, thank you so much for making time for us. Really appreciate it. Let's just begin with the big announcement. Visa restrictions on Indian travel agency executives. Legally speaking, Allison, how serious is this move? And how unusual is it for the US to target private sector individuals in a foreign country like this?
Well, I think it is quite unusual. The U.S. is looking for recourse. They're seeking to penalize those who are helping to facilitate illegal immigration into the United States. Essentially, the U.S. is reaching out beyond their jurisdiction to try to find a penalty that will deter people from trying to support illegal immigration into the United States. However, I think the key here is knowingly, right? These are people who knowingly facilitate illegal immigration into the United States. So in some ways, this is just a continuation of typical policy that the U.S. has had before, but they are actually this time having an investigation to try to identify who these people are in these organizations.
Then what impact do these restrictions then have on Indian citizens that are actually applying for US visas through legitimate travel channels? Will there be any impact, and should ordinary travelers be worried about broader scrutiny or delays now?
Well, what I think the statement didn't make clear is, will agencies accused of facilitating illegal travel have any due process, have any way to be heard and to challenge the accusations against them? Under those circumstances, that might absolutely cancel trips or delay travel if legitimate agencies are accused of bad acts that they haven't committed.
For Indians with family in the US or those planning to study or work or visit, what is your most practical advice right now in terms of documentation, legal precautions, or red flags to watch for when dealing with agents?
Yeah, I think there's a number of red flags to watch for, right? Watch for promises that sound too good to be true. Okay, look for job offers for jobs that you didn't apply for, promises of guarantees, or side trips. For example, perhaps a trip to Mexico before entering the United States. Those are some red flags to watch for, and perhaps reconsider your travel or investigate further before signing a contract.
Wrap also, Allison, there's concern in India that some people may have been misled or coerced into illegal routes, like you mentioned, that touched down in Mexico. Is there legal protection then or asylum relief for those individuals if they come forward in the United States?
There may be. There's special protections for people who have been trafficked. There's also protections for individuals who are victims of crime. The U visa and T visa are particular provisions of the U.S. immigration law that allow people to remain in the United States if they've been victim of these types of crimes. Seeking advice from a qualified immigration attorney prior to making any decision or signing any government forms is essential under these circumstances.
Well, some argue that this latest move, it's a sign of a sweeping Trump-era shift towards zero-tolerance immigration policy, even at the expense of diplomatic friction with close partners like India. But whether there's room for diplomatic negotiation here or this is a hardline enforcement, I guess it remains to be seen. But thank you so much, as always, Allison, for joining us with the clarification.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.